So I had a little whoops-a-daisy. I slipped on a metaphorical banana peel and kind of effed up, and I do have safeguards in place so a mistake like this doesn't happen. And while it's not the end of the world, it's actually a pretty big deal to me. In my recent review of the Steam Deck OLED, which was also a comparison of the original LCD with the revamped, updated version, the OLED, I was showcasing side-by-side 38 upgrades or enhancements from Valve, and I left out one huge key upgrade. And the saddest thing is, I had already shot the content, I shot 2 clips talking about it, and for some reason in the editing process and my workflow, the footage that you're about to watch didn't make its way into the initial review where it damn well belongs.
Why didn't you just go home? That's your home! Are you too good for your home?
I am of course talking about the thumbsticks, which have been upgraded substantially. So technically this is a part 2, a DLC, an add-on, an expansion pack if you will, for my comprehensive in-depth OLED review, which is about 18 minutes long. This is going to be substantially shorter as I'm really just covering the thumbsticks. So without further ado, let me just slide in what should have already been in the initial review. My apologies, especially to my long-term audience or viewers. You probably didn't even notice that this little segment was missing, but I'm having the integrity of saying, yep, I definitely missed including a major segment in this review, which is going to be the thumbsticks. It literally is supposed to slot in between the D-pad and the trackpad. Both of those sections are in the initial review, and I've just been beating myself up behind the scenes for about 14 hours since the initial review came out. Well, hold on there, Professor. Not just the thumbsticks. I also left out the bumpers and trigger section. Again, not only did I shoot the me jaw-jacking and lip-smacking here at the desk, but also the pretty B-roll of what I'm talking about, and it didn't make it into the final review. Probably a good sign that I need to tighten up that QC because I'm working myself a little bit too much. Also, I was sort of trying to rush to get it out because, well, it's kind of a time-sensitive review as well. Literally each day, you're going to get less views because it's a newly released gaming device. Yeah, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm an idiot. The thumbsticks got a 2-piece upgrade. First of all, the thumbstick caps have been upgraded. They were slick as snot on the original, and that's because you have that haptic or presence sensor, I should say. You still have that functionality where if you hover your thumb, it will activate the motion sense aiming or whatever you have set to sense when your fingers are on the thumbsticks. It still has that sensor there. You now have actual usable grippy rubber thumbsticks, which I love. They're still flat, but they're way more grippy. Also, the fitment's better on those, where the rubber actually extends to the outside of the plastic dish, so you're not going to have dust built up, caked up in that son of a gun. The original has those sensors, and then there's a little gap of about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, maybe not that big, like a 1/16 of an inch that can easily get dust, debris, and skin dander compacted in there. Also, the analog stick post, what they're talking about is the stem or shaft, if you will, the riser that brings it from the base up to the cap. The material on that is a slicker plastic to improve the interaction between the front cover and reduce wear. So instead of working like an anti-friction ring, you're getting slickness from the other side, the other point of contact. Improved reliability of analog stick touch detection. I didn't notice a goddamn thing. I do taper my dead zones down to the very smallest amount, which if you haven't done that, that is the first thing you should do with your Steam Deck there, bud, is go into settings, go into control, and then for the left and right thumbsticks, you can decrease that slider for the dead zones. And I didn't notice any difference on the feel of the thumbsticks. Now the bumpers have been completely changed, revamped, and I will say I prefer the sound, the audible noise that comes out of the OGs, the originals, but I definitely prefer the feeling and the function of the new revised joints. The plastics they went with on the bumpers and triggers do feel a lot more better, for lack of a better word, just higher quality. But with the bumpers, you're now getting a tactile clicky switch. As we're on the original, it's pretty quiet. Now I do prefer the quietness of the original, but I do prefer the feeling of the new shoulder buttons, which are now very tactile, and it's much easier to actuate them with the meat of your index finger or with the tip. As we're on the original Steam Deck, you had to be very deliberate with your presses on the bumpers. Squeeze on the triggers feels identical as far as resistance and range of motion. However, the plastics do feel much better on the revised. Thank you for watching part 2 of my OLED review, and hopefully you caught the original. If not, it is linked in the description below as I go a lot more in depth, part by part, component by component. Drop in the comment section below what you think of the Steam Deck OLED. I'm going to go talk myself down and reassure myself off camera that it's really not that big of a deal, and I'm going to recover from this not that big of a mistake. It feels monumental. Bigger channels make bigger mistakes, but for me, this is a big blunder that never again. If you enjoyed the video, liking it helps it to get seen by more gamers. This information will reach and assist them as well, which in turn helps me grow this little channel, which I do greatly appreciate. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover news in the gaming community and industry, tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing, as well as honest gaming product reviews, keyboards, mice, headsets, controllers, mics, chairs, etc. There are some hefty exclusive discount codes found only in the description of my videos and only for the audience here at GamerHeaven. I have links to all my other platforms and socials in the description below. To get in touch with myself and the Stallions and Stallionettes of GamerHeaven, join the community Discord, and check me out at twitch.tv where I go live every other leap year on a blue moon if it falls into an odd calendar number, and my pH balance is on point. Just kidding. Starting June, I'm going to be live streaming a lot. Thanks for watching. This has been AK40 Kevin hosting GamerHeaven, and I'll see you tomorrow because I upload daily. All the time. 60% of the time. Sometimes. Most of the time. Peace.